All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game HawK versus LeMei. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves. LeMei is spawning as well. Hold on, let me fix the colors for you. The yellow night elf on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have HawK spawning as the pretty in pink undead on the top right. Night Elf versus Undead on a 1v1 matchup game. Gonna get to the 2-minute mark here as things get underway. For all of you guys out there who are from the States, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And I guess for all of you guys outside of the United States, there's no reason why I can't wish you a happy Thanksgiving as well. I know it's a couple days past already, but hopefully you're able to spend some time with family and have an overall enjoyable time. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove now on his way out. Gonna go ahead and clear out this Goblin Merchant shop. Keeper of the Grove already in position. Gonna finish off the Forest Troll Trapper and then move along his merry way. Gonna get some treants there, going straight after that Forest Troll Berserker, making sure to get some damage in on the back of him. That medium armor really taking some bonus damage from those forces of nature, and will get cleaned up rather quickly. Off to the north, though, Lich of HawK already sold his Scroll of Count Portal, has a Sacrificial Skull, and we could be perhaps going for a fast expansion attempt. Acolyte already making its way down here. We should be seeing the summoning of a Ziggurat. Once that Ziggurat is done, it will be turned into a Nerubian Tower to try and, put pressure back on this Keeper of the Grove and keep him at bay. All right, rather large army here. Treant's now going to join in on the battle. They're going to get cleaned up rather quickly. You can see that Ziggurat is already taking quite a bit of damage. More Treants are now making their way back over as the Lich wants to get a Frost Nova down. There is level 2 now on that Lich, as the Lich will be using Dark Ritual pretty effectively here. New Ziggurat already being placed down. As you can see, the Treants are coming to an end. There goes an Entangle. There goes a Frost Nova, trying to exchange a bit of blows, as this Treant will end up getting taken down. Now, that Keeper of the Grove off to the north does have dual Circlets of Nobility, does hit a little bit harder, does deal a little bit more damage, and more difficult to take out, as that Lich uses another, Dark Ritual to try and get back within threat range on that Frost Nova. With the cooldown of that Dark Ritual nearly done, you gotta believe that there will be another Dark Ritual right there. Come on, wait, no Dark Ritual, even though that would give him an additional what was that, 90 mana, but like 60 some odd mana there. Keeper of the Grove now off to the north. He's going to get pushed back away once more. Lich does have a Dark Ritual Dagger, Ritual Dagger as well, in order to regenerate some hit points onto some of those units. Frostwolf going to get cleared up here. Where is those skeletal minions? They are making their way and rounds as well, as we're looking at that Circlet of Nobility being dropped here. Lich should be using up another Rod of Necromancy charge here in just a moment, and then should be able to get in some more Dark Rituals again. No, that was one Dark Ritual and also followed by another Rod of Necromancy. So there's the heals. Things are going off, and HawK playing a very aggressive style of undead, already setting up the fast expansion, setting up a Necropolis. Tech to tier 2 could begin now momentarily, as meanwhile down to the south side here, we're going to see LeMei with that tech advantage. And also getting up a Tree of Life behind this as well, trying to make sure he does not fall behind too much in terms of that economic race. This School of HawK getting out of range, auto-attacking his own brethren temporarily to try and save a little bit of life. Healing wards now dropped here. That will keep these units alive and will allow him to not use a Ritual Dagger or waiting for a Rod of Necromancy to go through. That Sasquatch is, dealing damage quite heavily to that one Ghoul. Ghoul going to go ahead and back away and then change things up. That Sasquatch in that back position. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove just outside of sight range on that mercenary camp, not knowing that all of those units are in fact right there. All right, off to go, ready to go. Lich has plenty of mana, and now we're going to go into an engagement. Nerubian Tower is here. Treants going to get summoned in to try and do a bit of damage. There's a Frost Nova, level 2 variety, trying to finish off that Archer already. Archer is going to be able to get away in time. No, it will not. It will get finished off right before that Shadow Meld is completed. And I'm doing all right. Some family drama during Thanksgiving, but like if if movies do imitate reality, Thanksgiving, the family drama is pretty much an absolute certain. anytime. Coming back around Graveyard and Crypt. Well, Crypt trying to be placed down. Crypt quickly getting taken down there as we are still looking at Tree and still swarming around here. There goes another Frost Nova onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove now down to 440 hit points. Has to be very careful. Doesn't know the timing onto this Necropolis as the Treants are just, well, trying to hack and slash away. The problem here is that it's just going to continue to feed experience into LeMei, and with this additional Necropolis down to the south, even if an Acolyte is taken down, which it does not look like it will happen easily, well, it's too easy to just try and replace that Acolyte quickly. All right, one Treant getting taken down. We may see another Acolyte getting trained up. Yep, there it is down to the south side here. HawK making sure to, well, stay fully saturated on all of his gold mines. Graveyard about halfway done. LeMei continuing this harassment, bringing in another round of Treants here. New Ziggurat coming in as well, perhaps trying to train up a Spirit Tower to rack up a bit of damage. These Treants, well, are going to try and go after these Acolytes here. The Nerubian Tower making sure to slow down the auto attack of all of those units as the Keeper of the Grove is diving on in. More Treants joining in. The forest comes alive, so to speak, as that damage does rack back up. Keeper of the Grove going to be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal if he wants to stay alive, and he's doing exactly that. Additional Acolytes coming online, but all of these Treants are going to get teleported away as well. 2 additional Acolytes back there, more Dark Ritual for that Lich. Scroll of Town Portal, well, as you know, was not available. As we can see, the Graveyard needs to start training up some Crypt Fiends and also get that precious web. Without that web, things are going to go sideways very quickly, as LeMei now catching or getting a little bit of harassment by that Lich as well. Are we going to see level 4? Yes, level 4 on that Lich does open up level 2 Dark Ritual, which means that there is going to be plenty of mana to be had. Keeper of the Grove, however, entangling that Lich in a little bit of trouble, now trying to back up, trying to retreat away, as the Entangled Goldmine is, well, was completed for a moment and then destroyed. Are we going to see more damage racked up here? Lich could try and get a Dark Ritual off onto one of his ghouls, and now there you go, another nice icy blast there. Ghouls getting taken down, and well, LeMei is actually going to be in great position, finishing off a couple of straggling ghouls. There goes another right there, and this one here down to 2 hit points. One more final shot, and does almost gave a little bit more experience again. There's a big blasting of Frost Nova across those units as the Hippogriff Riders are retreating back. 4 Hippogriff Riders, 1 Fairy Dragon, Death Knight out here onto the battlefield. No upgrade to Spirit Tower, as that is going to be a problem. No Spirit Tower means that the damage is not going to be that high. Finally upgrading the Spirit Tower now. Crypt Fiends are out here onto the battlefield. We need to see some sort of web coming in from the undead, and there it is, web now being trained up. With web now available, those Hippogriff Riders with their hit and run tactics will not be able to easily get away. Both sides sitting up on 2 bases, both sides sitting in no upkeep. Tech to tier 3 underway for the undead. Meanwhile, LeMei, the Night Elf, staying at tier 2, and he's now stopped his unit production after transitioning into Fairy Dragons from that initial, initial Hippogriff Riders. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to teleport away. He will be able to staff up teleportation. Meanwhile, Panda is out here on the battlefield. There's a couple of webs right there, as those Fairy Dragons are going to be sticking around for a little while longer. There is another web. Oh, actually dodging the web. I did not know you could actually phase shift in order to dodge that web. You saw that right there. The auto attack followed by the web. The web didn't hit its target as the Crypt Fiend just temporarily blinked from existence. Coming back through, we can see 1 Nerubian Tower here, 1 Black Citadel. We are at tier 3, Orb of Corruption already on that Lich. Meanwhile, Panda coming in, Breath of Fire, racking up damage. And here is the problem for the Undead. Undead doesn't have critical mass on all of those units, especially with the Keeper of the Grove summoning up those Treants as well. No Destroyers to devour all of that magic, as the Crypt Fiends are now looking to back away. There goes another Entangled. Death Coil trying to save that Crypt Fiend, as every Crypt Fiend matters so much right now, as those units are still falling. Lich should try and go after some of those Hippogriff Riders as well. Crypt Fiends, however, are not being saved. Webbing down the units, but not having the Crypt Fiends to follow up is not that great of an overall plan. 58 supply compared to 51. LeMei taking a slight supply lead and continuing that, or trying to continue to extend that here as we're looking at Fairy Dragons. Well, in that Mana Flare mode, is it going to get taken down? One more shot, yes, from that Lich does finish it off. Death Knight could be in trouble, down to 167 hit points. He needs to back away. No more, well, more Dark Rituals here. More Frost Novas going down. Another Hippogriff Rider going to get taken down. No, stays alive at 11 hit points as the Obsidian statues and Crypt Fiends are trying to head back once more. 48 supply compared to 54. Lich coming back through here. Lich, all he needs is one more auto attack, a little bit of mana, trying to finish those things off. Hippogriff Rider able to escape away at 11 hit points. Obsidian statues still trying to support here as the Panda is going to be able to get a Breath of Fire off on that Death Knight. No, it is not. Still trying to retreat back here. More Frost Novas going back the other way. Hippogriff Rider is looking to finish off, or Lich trying to finish off another Hippogriff Rider. Does do exactly that as the Death Knight now in trouble, down to 108 hit points. Still trying to retreat back. Obsidian statue does get in a little bit of heals. Crypt Fiend's coming back around, now going to burrow and stick its head in the sand here as a new Crypt Fiend there. Death Coil could be inbound from that Death Knight. No, not in time, as the mana was just not yet quite there. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Staff of Preservation for the save. Death Knight down to 79 hit points, still somehow sticking around in this battle. What is he doing? Down to 7 hit points. He's trying to get away. There's some Mana Flare. Death Knight now purposely backing up again as the Obsidian statue is taking quite a bit of damage from that Mana Flare right there. It looks as though it will get taken down, though. That Obsidian statue down to 109 hit points. Panda coming back around the other side. Keeper of the Grove is still alive after all this time. And both sides holding on to their armies ever so barely. Additional Crypt Fiends still getting added. Additional Obsidian statues trying to replenish all that were lost as the Death Knight does get to level 2, and now with additional bit of healing should be okay. Obsidian statue, well, we can see that there is a healing ward on that Lich. Lich, for some reason, not placing that down, even though there are still 2 charges left. Perhaps going to try and do it after going after a higher level, well, a creep camp here. Lich could easily get to level 5 here. Are we going to see placing of that healing ward? No, we are not. Lich is in that frontline spot, absorbing a little bit of damage. Obsidian statues are here. Meanwhile, well, Panda looking to get to level 3, clearing out this enraged Wildkin creep camp. The Null Overseers going after the treants on the ground as the Panda gets to level 3 easily and picks up True Shot Aura. Big damage bonus for those Fairy Dragons and all of those Hippogriff Riders there. Well, what, 7.5% damage bonus, and with all of the range units, that could really add up quickly. Level 5 now on the Lich off of well, a sacrificed tree and doing a little bit of scouting, as HawK now setting up an additional base at the 10 or 11 o'clock position. All right, things are looking good for both players right now. Undead, well, Undead, I can't even say, has the hero level advantage, 5-2 versus 4-3. But once that Death Knight gets to level 3, well, that will be the definite advantage there. Here, meanwhile, Healing Ward is placed down. A little bit of fighting. Quick auto attack to remove that there. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Mana Flare, or it was so much web onto all of these Fairy Dragons as Treants are now coming off the line here. Destroyer's going to try and do a little bit of Devour Magic. We can see Healing Ward mitigating some of that damage and is still well, working for now. Finally getting taken down. Lich continuing this battle here. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Both sides fighting. 58 supply compared to 64. Hippogriff Riders now getting poked down slowly as the webs are slowly removing these Fairy Dragons from the battle. Obsidian statues doing a little bit of dance back and forth as well, as we're looking at the ghouls being brought over to take down, well, webbed down Fairy Dragons and Hippogriff Riders. Staff of Preservation saving on both sides, 60 supply compared to 56, and this is just battling it up back and forth. Who's going to come out on top? So many Fairy Dragons here as the Destroyers are unable to counter those Fairy Dragons at all. One Crypt Fiend is all that is left. Keeper of the Grove trying to get away. Are we going to see enough damage racked up onto that Keeper of the Grove? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability transferred over as both sides still fighting their way through. Lich looking strong here. Could turn around, get a Frost Nova off on that Keeper of the Grove, whose invulnerability has now come to an end. Lich is in a little bit of trouble, down to 129 hit points. Is it going to be able to stay alive? It is going to be able to back away. Death Coil should be inbound on that Lich here, down to 99 hit points. Continuing to fight. Panda could get a Breath of Fire off. No, just shy of that Lich there. Both sides playing on a razor's edge. There goes the Panda as level 4 is reached by the Death Knight. And both sides using every single point of hit point on their heroes to try and squeeze out a victory. And in the end, HawK outlasts his opponent as that Panda's Breath of Fire just falls short and the first domino toppled. LeMei, realizing that he wouldn't be able to get back into this game without that Panda, even with so many fairy dragons easily handling the destroyers and the obsidian statues, leaves the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's take a look at the final scores here. HawK winning out in every single court category, and on top of that, also had that additional base he was establishing at that 11 o'clock position.